Today I'm going to be prepping this hunting spot. Getting ready for some hunts. Hopefully we'll get to do it here next week. And what I want to note is that today is December the 28th, and it's rainy, drizzly. It's a real good day to hunt. I could have came out today and actually attempted to harvest a deer, but I decided against it. I've got some other engagements this evening, and I didn't want to take a chance on anything running into those other engagements. But it was a great day to prep, so I'm coming out here to prep this hunting spot for next week. And what I have here is I have three 50-pound bags of corn. I'm going to put out 125 pounds of corn here, and another 125 pounds of corn in another location. Now this location here has a lot of deer traffic in it. Has a couple of nice bucks that are coming in and eating. They're coming in from that direction, and they're coming here on a regular. Quite a few real nice does. The reason that it's working so well is because when you're prepping your spot for hunting, you always want to think inside the box. And when I say inside the box, what I'm talking about is basically you're going to think about deer in the way you think about yourself. They have to have the same thing you need. They need food, water, cover. We have to have two layers. We have to have clothing and houses. They don't need the clothing. Of course, they can't build the houses, but they do need the cover, the thicket. Out here, this time of the year, the food is scarce for them, and predators also are on their trail. We're not the best hunter for deer. The best hunters for deer are coyote, black bear, bobcat. They're better hunters than we will ever be. They can smell a deer, trail a deer. They hunt day and night for deer. They hunt 365 for deer. So deer are being hunted all year round. Of course, our hunting present makes a little bit of a difference, but the only thing that they have to do with us is adjust to our schedule. We're in there at 7 in the morning, we're out at 12. We come in on this road, we sit in this spot. They learn that, they can survive us all year long. But coyotes, black bear, bobcat, they can come from any direction. They come in herds. And what I've seen deer do is that they'll actually, to defend themselves against it, they do two things. They'll huddle up out here in the woods, and they'll gather up in groups, and they kind of do it like a group watch. And then they'll come to your house, and they'll come closer to human dwellings because they know these animals, they shy away from humans. So they'll go there for protection. So if you find someone that has a lot of predators on their property, 9 times out of 10, they're going to have deer that gather up on their property somewhere close to their house. So what we're doing here down is we're getting away from the rut because the breeding part of the session is almost over. It's not completely over, it's almost over. We're getting into the eating part. Now, this works, but then deer have a instinct inside of them that all animals have. They can sense cold weather, they can sense inclement weather, they can sense anything that storms that may be coming up. So they may feed real heavy for 2 to 3 days, and then they'll disappear for a while. That's what deer will do. So I'm going to put it out here now and try to attract as many deer in here as I can so that not all of them will feed and get full at the same time. So if you watch deer on camera, you'll see the same deer come in at 7 o'clock, then back at 10, back at 1 maybe, just during times out there, then throughout the night. And they may do that 3 to 4 days in a row, and then you won't see them. And then you'll see them come back in maybe 2 or 3 days later, and they'll pop in at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, because they're feeding according to what their weather sensors are telling them they're going to need. So what we're going to do is put this 125 pounds of corn out here. They've been eating about 5 pounds of corn a day, so per deer. A deer usually eats about 7.5 pounds of food, so that means we're supplementing 5 pounds of that daily diet for them. That means that they're going to stay in here a lot longer around this food because this is their major food source right now for this group of deer that's coming in here eating, and we want to keep it that way. So when we come back in here and hunt, we won't have that big of an issue as for finding and harvesting a deer. Of course, I'm not going to be a little bug. I'm going to take my trash with me. You'll see a lot of these on the side of the highway, interstate, things like that. But I make sure I put mine in the trash can somewhere. And we got another stop to make, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Now over here we have a swampy area. I just want to show you this before I go. We have a swampy area over here that comes up off of a river down there. And you can see my grandson and I placed another tent right over here. This tent faces the opening where I just placed that corn over there. And that's the old tent right down there. You can see it through those trees. I'm gonna walk over here. It's not gonna live ball every day for me to do this. Because my goal, one thing I have in mind to do this is that hopefully they'll smell this corn after I leave, and then they'll kind of associate my presence with food. That's what I'm hoping to gain from them. So you can see the tent there, and we've had deer come in, of course, from that direction over there, come over there to eat right there. So we'll be back in here in a few days to try to see if we can get a good clean harvest. This, I want to put these up right here by that new tent. So if we come in here, I don't like to shine my light around in the woods if it's dark. I try to find a spot because that gives away your location. I'm going to put these up, a couple, right here by this tent. And, of course, I know this tree is falling. I can fall in this, and then I can just put my light right there, and I know I'm right here on this tent. So I'm going to put some markers right here. And that way, this tent will be easy to find. It won't be a lot of trouble when we get to it. I'm going to use these two trees here, this little tree here, and this pine tree here. Okay, these are real quick and easy, simple to use, just thumbtack with reflective tape on it. Put two there. I come out here and put two here. There. That way when I come in here, I can easily get my tent spotted. These are great trail markers and save a lot of time, and hopefully they'll keep you from spooking a lot of game or alerting a lot of game to where your spot is. Okay, we're here at the second spot. I put out 80 pounds of corn here. It's been maybe a week, and they destroyed it within 3 days. So now I'm back. I'm gonna put 100, like I said, 125 pounds out here, And this is where they like to come in from over here. They like to come in out of this thicket. That's that cover I was talking about. Just keep that in mind when you're hunting deer or looking for deer. This is where they're going to be. They're going to be in that cover. And then we have a field up here that they like to skirt the edge of that field. It kind of, it's an edge. It gives them an advantage over danger because they can actually get up to 50 miles per hour out there running wide open to get some distance between them and whatever predator may be trying to catch up with them. And then, of course, they can duck back into this cover over here. And they have a nice trail coming out of here. And we have a tent right over here that works pretty good. My brother usually hunts out of this tent, and we're setting up this area here just to kind of get some more activity in here. I've got another camera I've got to change the batteries out on, and we're going to get this thing set up, so hopefully Tuesday when we get in here, or Wednesday, whatever the case may be, we can have some good luck with this right here. But I'm going to walk this trail just to show you what kind of activity it comes through here. We have this trail here, and I'm looking at this fresh rub over here. You see that trail go straight through there. But look at this, they love cedar trees. And look at that nice rub there. That's not too old. Not the freshest, but it's not too old. So that means there's still some activity going on in here. And my brother's seen a couple of nice racks in here, and he's taken a couple of nice racks out of here. So, and there's another rub right over there on that side. So there's quite a bit of activity that comes in over here. So we're gonna get this set up, and like I said, think inside the box. They're not these ghosts or angels that come down out of the sky. They're an animal. They're not a human being, but they're an animal that they're flesh and blood, and they have the same needs as any other form of flesh and blood on the planet. They have to have food, water, and cover. And when you hunt them, you can hunt. Everybody talks about the rut. The rut is great. The rut is because the guards are down on the bucks and they're chasing those. But this part of the year, what you focus on is that flesh part. They have to feed their body. And bucks will eat, but they're not burning up a lot of energy, so they can come out and gorge themselves for 2 or 3 days, and then they can go and hide for another 2 or 3 days. And does, on the other hand, they're looking out for herds because the young does will hang together for life. If a doe has doe fawns, those doe fawns stay with her for life. They chase the buck fawns off when they turn 18 months old, and they have to go out and forage for themselves in another territory. But the does stay together, so they're always looking for food for a herd. And the bucks, like I said, he can find food for himself and some cover. He'll come out and he'll eat, and then he'll go back into that cover. Look at that. That's a nice rack that did that. It really takes a good set of antlers to do that. That's a small tree, but it takes a good set of antlers to do that, to break that tree up like that. So keep that in mind when you're setting up your hunting spots and you're prepping food, water, cover, and of course the need to breed. But this time in December, January, late season, food. Food is going to be your number one thing, and I like to put that food in areas where there's lots of cover so they can feel safe to come out and eat and to stay away from the predators. But we are not the apex predator. Apex predators are going to be your bears, coyotes, and like I said, bobcats, things that can track them and hunt them all year. So deer are being hunted all year long. They're using their defense tactics all year long. We're coming out here for about 3 months, and we're trying to overcome those defense tactics in those 3 months, and they never stop practicing. So keep that in mind. That's why you have to change your strategies and find out more about the game you're hunting and their habits and what they do, how they defend themselves against predators. And the more you know, the more successful you'll be out here in the field. right, now we're all set up and ready to go. We've got 125 pounds of corn out here. We changed out the batteries on our cameras. We're good to go. And I'm getting ready. I'm getting a little fired up now about next week. It's coming out towards the end of the season, which is a sad and a good thing for me because I'm tired. Getting up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, it gets kind of tiresome after a while. So we're going to be able to move on to some other things, but we're still going to be prepping for the season. I never stop. People ask, what's the difference between me and other people that hunt? I'll tell them that some people start hunting in September, they stop in January. I started hunting in 1984, and I'm still hunting. When I drive them down the road, I'm looking at deer beside the road, what time they're in the fields, what time they're eating, where they're moving, all that kind of stuff. I pay attention to everything, and I study them all year long. I feed them and study them, their habits, their eating habits, and I see that they change. Even if there's no hunting pressure, those eating habits still change. Those travel patterns, they still change. So we don't impact them as much as we think we do. We impact them more through construction than we do through hunting, because we're really not that big of an issue for a deer. We have maybe at the most a good shot in these woods. You may cover 200 to 400 yards, and a deer can easily avoid that area. But if you got something that can actually smell you and track you, they're going to be a better hunter than a human being would ever be on your trail. All right, well, until next time, I hope this helps someone, and we will be back because I'm doing this in real time. I'm going to come back and show you the hunts that take place behind this prep. So in the meantime, hit that subscribe button, give me some likes, and continue to watch. I've got other videos that have a lot more information, and they have some hunting action in there. So just scroll through, and we'll see you next time. We'll see you in a couple of days.